There's so much to talk about. I want to talk to you about core inflation in this country. Now, the powers that be would like to have everyone believe that the inflation rate in this nation is still hovering in that 2 to 4% annual range. But the reality is, Bob, that the dollar is losing value maybe faster than anybody expected, and the actual inflation when we look at commodities, including gold and silver and wheat and rice and corn and everything else, is off the charts. I mean, at what point do we call a spade and say that we're entering hyperinflation, Bob?
Well, I saw an article, which I carried on Wednesday. I used the link from CNBC, of all places, questioning the government statistics regarding inflation. What is inflation? It's somewhere between 8 and 9% right now. Now, the government says the core is 1.6 and regular inflation is 1.9%. They've been lying so long they couldn't tell the truth if they had to.
Yeah.
And so where are we going to be at the end of the year? Well, from QE1 and Stimulus 1, we're guaranteed 14%. QE2 and Stimulus 2, next year, we're guaranteed something up in the 20s. Mm-hmm. And they are going to go to QE3. They'll backdoor it. They won't call it that, but they're going to do it.
They don't have any
and
choice.
You have to look at the psycho-political, analytical angle on this, because these people are devious. I watched the head of PIMCO this morning talking about not probably having QE3. And one of the things that the man does not understand is that everything is not what it seems to be. You can't use logic. You have to see what these people were up to in the past. I think it goes back 1,000 years. But just in the recent past, over the last 300 or 400 years, what were they doing? They were doing exactly what they're doing now, destroying the strongest economies in the world in order to force people to accept world government. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
And it's to use logic and say, well, the Fed made a mistake. They don't make mistakes in that. They know exactly what they're doing. It's their premier force for control of all the people within any area.
Yep. I absolutely concur. And, when we see 43 million Americans on food stamps, it really begs the question, who do these people ultimately serve? Because, I don't want to necessarily lead you down the path of having to tell me all about, their Luciferian belief system. But at the end of the day, when you really study the system, it really is what you end up concluding, because there is no other explanation for hating humanity as much as these people must hate humanity, to allow children to go hungry at night, and to allow fathers to go unemployed, and to allow entire families, and to not even speak of what they've done to third world nations and enslaved third world nations where people live on $2 and $3 a day. It's just a beastly system.
And plan and execute wars that kill hundreds of millions of people. I mean, being a sociopath is one thing. These people are certifiably insane. They're psychopaths.
Right.
I mean, they don't wear it on their sleeve like a Hakenkreuz, which is the Nazi cross, but it's there. I mean, it's in their mind. And that's what they're headed for here. They have to have another war to get themselves off the hook, in the sense that if everybody says, well, gee, you went and started all this and destroyed the economy, and they say, no, we didn't do that, the war did it.
Right.
They bailed out every time doing that. We preempted that on this program and hundreds and thousands of others by telling the public that's what they're going to do, because that's what they did before. And this is what analysts, economists, and newsletter writers, they don't get it. They don't understand what we're talking about right now. They don't want to believe it, or they do and they don't dare talk about it.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that they don't believe it, or they lack the guts to talk about it, because, I hear so many folks, informed folks that are interviewed by Eric King, the Jim Rickards of the world, and these folks say things like they don't actually believe that
that's sanitized.
It is sanitized to the degree that I
Sure
don't, they say, I don't believe that Ben Bernanke is an evil guy. He just doesn't get it. That can't possibly be true, Bob.
Can't possibly be. And you know something? They will not interview me on that program. And they have received thousands of letters by email.
It's interesting. I wonder why that is, because they have had Celente.
Well, because I get to the point.
Yeah,
just like we are right now.
Yeah.
Who's doing what to whom and why?
Yeah.
They don't want the world to know that. It's a setup. That's what it is. And Pablava does the same thing. He won't put me on his programs.
And I would agree with you there. I think Jim Pablava has done a remarkable job supporting the system in a lot of the interviews I've listened to him. He has Jeffrey Christian on his program all the time, and Jeffrey Christian, as you know, is the guy that let the cat out of the bag back in March 2010, saying, oh, yeah, everybody knows. At the CFTC hearing, he said, oh, yeah, everybody knows. There's 100 paper ounces to every 1 ounce of physical. So, yeah, that guy is a shill.
Absolutely. And his commissions and costs to do business at his brokerage house are outrageous. And I'm an ex-broker. I own my own firm for many years, so I got a right to say that. And he's not the only one.
Well, you do have the experience. You can say whatever you like, and you 99.9% back it up with fact, Bob, and that's what we like about you. So, Bob, we sure do appreciate your time, as always, and we will be checking in regularly with you. But if folks want to jump on and get a free issue of the International Forecaster, why don't you zip us that email again, Bob?
Email is Bob, B-O-B, at intforecaster.com, Bob at intforecaster.com. You can also go to theinternationalforecaster.com. And if you want a free subscription, you can telephone
free
toll-free.
Free issue, right?
No, free subscription. 877-479-8178. That's 877-479-8178. And they have an offer there, and the offer is terrific. And they pay for the subscription, believe me. And so if you want to get this forecaster, that is the least expensive way to do it.
Fantastic. Is that for the Gold Sovereign through Midas Resources?
That's correct. The Gold Sovereign.
Okay, Bob. Well, thanks so much. We appreciate your time, and we very much look forward to speaking with you again soon, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
And as always, guys, thanks for watching.